And welcome back to Terrific Terry Tuesday at Horse Racing Today, or Horse Racing Radar right here on YouTube. But Horse Racing Today is the mothership, horseracingtoday.net. That's where you will go after the show today when we're all done. Or Terry and I will post our comments, our picks, a replay of the show, just like we did yesterday, August the 26th. Today being August the 27th. You can head on over there when the show is over. Catch all of our comments, our notes, and everything else that's available on the website, including our Horse Racing Today gear. A great way to support the show, but more importantly, you're going to look great at the track supporting it. You can see right here, you get yourself football season's coming. So you get yourself a Horse Racing Today football shirt. You can make them, again, any color you like. So if you feel like you're prettier in pink or in turquoise, for that matter, totally more handsome. I kind of like the green one there if you're a Dolphins fan. So you can do them to your color. I think, Terry, we'll just go with white for the white flag for the 49ers because I don't know. What's the color for complaining?
I don't know. I know you're making a reference to that thing I sent you. So,
all right. Anyway, so that's with that. Free picks today at Thistle Downs over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There is a link in the description down below. Kindly use that so they know where you are coming from. We know where you're coming from, and we know where we're going at Parx, Bensalem, Pennsylvania. And as always, we will start in the first race of 10 today.
Yep, it's a 6 furlong claiming race, $7,500 claiming price, purse $21,000 for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 3 races.
And in order to get that third win on the resume, the kind of horse that typically gets the job done is a stalker, although the horses that are on the lead do win at a healthy 37%. There is an inside to outside advantage, Terry, for speed horses. We do 10,000 simulations around here. We want to see who has the best chance to be on the lead according to our simulations. And then looking at those simulations, we look at that pace and see how closely it mirrors the horse's best performances. Are they or are they not going to be in their comfort zone? We typically want to score a 50% or better. We also want to see how many times in our 1,000 simulations they ran a speed figure equal to or better than par for this level. According to Brisnet, that's 80. That shows you that the 7-horse, Eddie Mush, 1,450 times achieved that hurdle. Of course, value is what everybody's looking for. Our simulation odds, we want them to be lower than post-time odds. And then one final thing, the Q30 score, James Quirin and his Quirin points. Yes, if they have 30% or more of the available points in the race, they're horses that have a strong chance to go wire to wire. Terry, well, early inside speed is the key to winning, and it does look like there's some inside speed here.
That's right, the 3 and the 1, and they're pretty close, so they may go head-to-head to that quarter pole. And that 2 has an overlay from 4-1 to 8-1, and the 3 has an overlay from 3-5 to 6-5. The 7 shows a par plus number, and all but the 5 have C zones. And that Q30 on the 3 is pretty nice.
Yeah, so you got that 3 with that 33%, very likely to be on the lead. Let's see if that's what it plays out in our trip handicapping. E-types want to pilot. EPs can pilot or co-pilot. The Ps want to co-pilot. They're not comfortable on the lead usually. PC types, although we don't have any, they can really be anywhere on the track. These horses, the closers, finally you have the NCs. These horses, when they do show up in the column here, have not been within 5 lengths of the winner and up to the last 10 races. And of course, first-time starters. Looking at this, Terry, get to the front. You probably got a good chance to go wire to wire on this field. And Sueno Profundo, along with Eddie Mush and Tough Workout, they're clearly quicker than the 3 closers in there. So the closers are going to have something special at the end. And it does look like Foodie does have something a little bit for them at the end of the race. Every 5 points equals about 1 length. That one's a little more than 2 lengths quicker than everybody down the stretch, but very likely to be at the back of the pack. So perhaps a 3rd or 4th place finish if the speed doesn't go too fast. Your 2 front runner types, Eddie Mush and Sueno Profundo, they're 7 points clear, 6 points clear of the next closest horse. That means one of those 2 could win by as much as a length. Terry, how did you score it?
All right. Well, I like Sueno Profundo, the 3. He finished in the money in the last 4 starts, winning one of the races, running second versus Tupper in his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer. Fenwick Jack, the 4, is my second choice, won his last race at Parx Racing drops in class today and has a high percentage winning trainer. Eddie Mush, the 7's my third pick, drops in class today. His early speed running style helps his chances, and he can handle the distance. Game Run, the 2, can improve while returning to a sprint. He has the highest speed figure at today's distance, his best dirt speed, fastest among today's starters, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. He's my long shot.
I think Sueno Profundo could be tough to beat. You got all these strong indications that'll be on the front. Not only that, ran a top last race speed figure, 4 points clear of anybody. Again, if you watch enough, you know that Andrew Beyer says if they run 3 points or better than the next closest horse. Serious contender. This one drops in class as well and has never been out of the money at Parx or at the distance. So safe to say that it'll probably run 5th today. Game Run, only horse in the race that does have a par race for this level. You have to give him a chance as a result. Number 4, Fenwick Jack is the third call for me. Career best effort could be on the table today, and the horse making its third start after a layoff. The only other 3-race cycle, the third up, the horse really popped to a big number. And then finally, Eddie Mush, the 7-horse, consistent performer, going to take a little bit of a dip in class today. I think we have a couple of minutes to race number 2, Terry. So let's really try to accelerate through this one.
All right, we sure will. So it's going to be 6 furlongs. It's an optional claiming race of 16,000, purse 25,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for 16,000 or less, which have never won 2 races, or claiming price of 16,000, which have never won 2 races.
And 6 furlongs, like we just mentioned, tactical speed does good, but a whole bunch go wire to wire, 37%. On the inside typically is the place to be, Terry. So in race number 2, do we find, well, they all have a chance to get to the lead?
Yeah, they sure do. As you can see here, that most of them show some speed, but the 1 has the most speed. So it's anybody's guess who gets there. 2 has an overlay from about 7 to 5 to 5 to 2. The 7 has an overlay from 3 to 1, 12 to 1. 2 and 4 have par plus numbers, and all of them C zones.
Yes, a lot of big C zone numbers in there, over 50. Our trip handicapping tells us a very balanced race. 2 on the lead, 3 in the middle, 2 in the back. So everybody ought to be where they want to be. The 1 and the 2 should be on the front. You got the 3, 5, and 6. Well, the 4-horse maybe moves up a little bit in there. Late speed belongs to Crack the Code, the closer, along with that 5-horse. It's a pity, but again, pretty far off the pace here. You're going to have some really good late speed. It does look like Crack the Code or Try Harder, along with I Feel Lucky checking the boxes. Those 4, typically 70% plus, come out of the top 4 of our total pace, and one of those ends up in the winner's circle. Terry, who's your choice to end up in the winner's circle?
Number 4, I Feel Lucky tonight, finished third versus similar in his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer whose horses win 20% of the sprints that they run in. He has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and it has a high percentage winning jockey. Try Harder, the 6, finished in the money 3 out of her career 4 starts, winning 1 of the starts, and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 2 is my third pick, has the highest last speed rating, and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Number 1, Check the Boxes. My long shot finished third versus similar in his last race. Rail Post winning a 20% clip. I played a 1, 2, 3, 4 pick 4. I used the 1, 2, 4, 6 with the 5, 6 with the 4, and then the 1, 3, 5.
So that means you get 1 horse in one leg, 2 horses in another, 3 in the third, and 4 in the fourth. Real quick as they're lining up, I'm going to go fast. Number 6, Try Harder. First time Lasix, some speed, potential upside with only the 4th career start. Strasse in German for street. Speed and fade after track dropping from Churchill Downs. Maybe needed some rest after 8 races without a break. First up record is awful, though. I Feel Lucky tonight at Parx. 4 times out, 4 thirds. At the distance, 4 times out, 3 thirds. So we're going to put him at third. It's the only place that makes sense. Finally, number 1, Checking Boxes. Terry, that should have been your top pick because that's your favorite handicapping angle. Does get that big rail edge. Chance to run at the top of his ability in the 3rd start after a layoff. I'm going to do pick 4, 1, 2, 4, 6, 1, 5, 6, 4, 5, 1, 3, 5, 7 for $48. And we're going to go to race number 1 as they're about to get going. And that 3-horse Sueno Profundo is 2 to 5. And that's exactly what our odds say it should be. So fair value, but probably not a horse you want to bet, considering that the favorites only win about 30% of the time. So 70% chance somebody's going to beat him, but that's not what the odds are saying. The odds are saying it's roughly a 70% chance for that horse to win. And they're off, and they're running, Mr. Terry, with the 2 and the 4. Awful breaks. The 1 horse, Tough Workout, did break to the lead. Then you got the 3 and then the 7. And there's a way big gap as those 3 have really separated from the field. They're about 6, 7, 8 lengths off of everybody else. In the back there, it's kind of tough to tell who's running, but it looks like the 2 and the 5.
And the
2
4.
horses.
4 is way back there.
Yeah, the 4 is way off the pace. 22 and a half seconds, probably a little quick. Maybe the 2 horse can run them down. It's tough to say. Those 3 are really battling up front. So I maybe open up the door for a horse to come in off the pace there. The 7 horse, it looks like, has dipped its nose to the front, really running away from everybody. The 3 and the 1, they may have tired out coming off of that. So it looks like Eddie Mush could be your winner. The 3 horse is going to try. Looks like the 2 horse is going to try to go wide, but they're going to have a hard time catching Eddie Mush. Looks like the 4 horse is going to get involved in there too. So it's going to go some order. Yeah, the 3 horse, that big favorite. You gotta stay away from those 3 to 5s, Terry. 7 horse is your easy winner, followed up by the 4, 2, and then 3 kind of walking in. So pick 4. We got the superfecta, but not anywhere near the right order, Terry. In a race that 3 horses just went out and burned each other, Terry. But the 7 horse really dug in right there. Eddie Mush. Mm-hmm. Eddie Mush being one of the horses with a good chance to be on the lead. Second best C-Zone had the second best Q30 score. And let's go back to race number 1. And it was also our top total pace horse in there, folks. So this is the reason why we put all of this data together. So let's talk about the data and the conditions for race number 3.
All right. In race 3, it's 1 mile and 70 yards. Claiming $5,000 claiming price, purse $18,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won 2 races since February 27th.
And at $170 on the main track, our profile of the winner tells us, if I can get my mouse to work, that early speed is the way to go. You got 40% roughly that win wire to wire. That's a big number. Really no advantage from any post position. So really the only advantage you want to see is your horse get middle forward, preferably on the lead, Terry, in race number 3. And with one of them scratching out, we still have one, though, that looks like it's going to be your pace setter.
Yeah, that 4 shows the most speed, so it should get that quarter pole as long as it gets out of there. The only other one close is the 3. And the 1 has an overlay from 8 to 5, 4 to 1. The 1 also shows the only par plus number, and all but the 5 have C-zones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, looking just at these numbers here, maybe the 3, 4 get out to the front. They got good Q30 scores. Does our race shape tell us that, well, you got 3, 4, and 6 want to get to the lead. The 1 and the 5, they want to close. You know, again, you got to be careful. Like we just saw in that first race, that those front 3 don't smoke each other out. If we get lucky, the 4 horse is the fastest of that group. It is about a length faster than Hidden Promises. Maybe the one of those front runners that you might want to put an X through is Lookout Lambo. Drive more like a Yugo than a Lambo today. Although at the end of the race, Wizard Surratt and Lookout Lambo, they'll be coming the hardest with Wizard Surratt, about a length and head faster than everybody else, but way off the pace versus this crew. Our top total pace horse is Hibachi and Lookout Lambo, but really from top to bottom, only 9 points. So if you get a wide trip, you get bumped, you slow out of the gate. Could be first, you could be worst at the end of the race, Terry. Who's your pick to be first?
Hibachi, the 5. He ran second versus Simmer in his last race, has highest speed figure at today's distance, and it has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Lookout Lambo, the 6. Second choice, has not raced for more than 2 months, but has 2 bullet workouts in a row in preparation for this race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Number 1, Wizard Surratt, is my third choice. Ran second versus Stimler in his last race. He has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 20% of the claiming races. He has a horse running in. And number 3, Hidden Promise. He drops in class today and has a high percentage winning trainer with 33% of the races in the second race after claiming a horse. He's my long shot. My contest picks are 5 and 6.
So Terry mentions contest picks. A lot of folks play like the horse tourneys where you get 2 picks. One is your top choice, one is an alternate in the case of a scratch. So that's how Terry would play that today on that pick. And pray is mostly what I do when my picks are running, Terry. I don't know about you. In race number 3, I'm going to go with the 6 horse. I'm agreeing with Jack of Trades, otherwise known as Horse Racing 2024. That 6 horse, Lookout Lambeau, could come off the bench absolutely smoking hot with a pair of bullet workouts since his last race. Hibachi's another one of those horses that ran a top last race speed figure well more than 3 points better than the next one. It was 5 better. And this one was second by a neck at this level last out. A lot of times in my notes, I see second or third by a neck or a head. Next time out, they win. Wizard Surratt, the 1 horse on the rail. It is our simulation favorite and should be absolutely flying at the end versus this group. And then finally, I almost feel like I should put the 4 in there with all that early speed, but I'm going to go with Hidden Promise. Fairly consistent performer that did show some more late energy last time out. So maybe we'll see that momentum carry over today. Off to the 4th race we go as we carry over, Terry.
All righty. Yeah, we're going to go at a mile in this one. It's a claiming race, $5,000 claiming price, purse $18,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upwards, which have not won a race since February 27th.
And to get that next race since February 27th, got to be on the lookout at a mile. They don't run a whole bunch of them, but again, early speed does great. Richard Petty, fittingly, 43% of the time. Horse that gets to the lead, stays to the lead, and signs the big check after a photo session in the winner's circle. 1, 2, and 3 get a bonus. 4 through 7, those post positions get squeezed. Folks, really the best place to be is 8 and out. Not the case today in race number 4 because we only have 6 horses, Terry, but all the speed is on the outside.
That's right. The 6 shows the most, followed up by the 3 and the 4. The 4 has an overlay from about 6-5 to 8-5, and the 5 has an overlay from about 6-5 to 5-2. 4, 5, and 6 show par plus numbers, and 1 and 4 show the only C zones, especially that 1.
Yeah, like a pro. We're going to run this race like a pro. Does the race shape really favor the 1 horse too? Let's see. Well, the 1 so far not been within 5 lengths of the leader, so he's going to be comfortable, but it doesn't look like that's been the case so far. The 4 horse, Anna Rocks, is the only one that's proven it wants to get forward. Maybe if one of these closers shows the ability to get out towards the front, you could see them, what we call left arrow horse, do well. So let's see who's got the speed early on. Anna Rocks, Lulinda's Heart, More Ransom. Maybe you'll see the 3 or the 6. They could be left arrow types in there. The 5 horse, perhaps a little bit off the pace there. At the end of the race, More Ransom, Beyond a Million, along with Anna Rocks. Might be tough to beat Anna Rocks in this spot here, Terry. Looking at the top total pace, Anna Rocks just 3 points ahead of More Ransom. A few more points ahead of Lulinda's Heart, Beyond a Million. Looks like the 1 and the 2, according to total pace, might be outclassed today. Who has the class today, Terry?
Number 4, Anna Rock. She finished 3rd versus Tougher in her last race, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. 5 Beyond the Million is my second choice. Finished 3rd versus Similar in her last race and has won 21% of the races at Parx Racing. And then she's raced in. And then number 6, More Ransom is my third choice, has a high percentage winning trainer and can handle the distance. Number 1, Like a Pro, is my long shot. Finished 3rd versus Similar in her last race. Has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and her best start speed is fast among today's starters. I'm going to play the no favorite pick 4. I'm going to use the 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 with the 1, 5, 7, 8, 9 with the 1, 4 and the 8, 9. I believe that's a $50 ticket, and my contest picks are 4 and 5.
Yeah, as far as this race is concerned, well, let's go back to the first race there. Surprisingly, the 7-2-4-3, we both had that superfecta. The superfecta paid $14.64 for 10 cents or $2.40. Damn near 6 times your money, Terry. That's nothing wrong with that, right?
No.
I would take that day in and day out, as would anybody on Wall Street. All right, I'm going to go with the 4 horse too. It's not in mine. It's not in my pick 4 either. It's in the no favorite 4, so you can't pick a favorite in that series. Another one of those horses with the top last race speed figure well and clear above everybody else in there, Terry. Second by a neck last time out, and today a sneaky drop in class from open company to non-winners of 1 in a year. Number 6, More Ransom, is another horse that takes a sneaky class drop from no winners in 2 in a year to no winners in 1 in a year. Distance, 2 times out, a couple of seconds. So maybe you can squeeze in front of that 4 to keep that no favorite 4 pick alive. Beyond a Million, the 5 horse, is the next call for me. catches a weight break in here today, and her numbers are pretty close to what we see with the 6 horse, but the 6 just a touch better. And then finally, number 1, Like a Pro, will try to close, but looks to be, as are the rest of those horses in this race, at least 1 notch, maybe 2 below the rest of the field. 1, 3, 5, 6, 1, 5, 7, 1, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9 for my no favorite pick 4, and that works out to be $48. The middle race card, the middle races in the card were 5 and 6. Off to number 5, Terry. What's it all about?
Stretch it out a little bit to 1 mile and 70 yards. Claiming price $25,000. Purse $32,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since May 27th. Claiming races for $16,000 or less are not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
Again, early speed gets the job done. Almost 4 out of 10 win on the front. Post positions, really no deal makers or deal breakers, so feel free to pick the horse you think is the fastest anywhere on the track, Terry. And in race number 5, again, a race where plenty of them have a chance to show the way early on.
That's right. There's several that have it, but the 1, 9, and 7 show the most speed. The 1 has an overlay from 3 to 1 to 4 to 1. 3 has an overlay from 4 to 5 to 7 to 2. 3, 1, 7, and 5 show par plus numbers. And all of them have some kind of a C zone, although that 2 and 8 are kind of low.
Yeah, a bunch of them here over 50%. So it looks like the 3 horse flat out flying. Going to be comfortable. Par plus way off the charts. Maybe not up front, so maybe not a perfect bias fit. Looking at this race there, you got 1 E horse out here. These 3 right here can really be anywhere on the front or in the middle, depending upon how fast the 9 horse goes. The 7 horse is a lone P horse. Road Trip to Nowhere. Look out for that. Those, what I call Sesame Street horses, unlike any others, and the 2, those horses can do pretty well. Looking at the beginning of the race, we do see Splendor Beauty, the 1 horse, a bit quicker than Road Trip to Nowhere. Run and score that lone E on the outside, a lot of speed to its inside. Could find getting to the front to be a difficult task today. Number 2, Roan Mountain, the closer. Well, that's exactly what it wants to do, but really doesn't have a lot more late speed than the 3 or the 7, although should be right on the tail of the 3 early on. The 7 horse should have an advantage over both of those. Coming down the stretch as they head for home, Road Trip to Nowhere might have a road trip to the winner's circle if our top total pace projections are accurate. Terry, accurately predict the winner here.
All right, I like the 3 flat out flying. He's finished in the money in the last 6 starts, winning 2 of the races, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, very competitive horse. Number 5, Vine Jet, finished 3rd versus similar in his last race, has a high percentage winning jockey. The 1, Splendor Beauty, has won 2 races out of the last 3 starts, has a high percentage winning trainer, and a good workout on August 19th. And then Road Trip to Nowhere, the 7's by long shot. He ran 2nd versus similar in his last race. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters, has a high percentage winning trainer. My contest picks are 3 and 5.
I'm going to start off with Road Trip to Nowhere. Terry, where you leave off, I begin. Again, another one of those horses on the card today where the top last race speed figure was significantly better than anybody else, a handful of points. 2nd by a neck last time out at this level. Again, I see that in my notes all the time. And horse making the 3rd start after a layoff. Good chance to improve off that top last race speed figure. Flat out flying, that is the morning line favorite as well as our simulation favorite. Resume says this one should be as good or better in the 2nd start after layoff as it was the 1st off the bench. Does have a decent maintenance workout between races to keep the saw sharp, according to Stephen Covey. Splendor Beauty, the 1 horse, a little bit of an overlay in there, Terry, with a strong par plus score. Does have plenty of back class. In fact, if it can find the class that it showed on February the 7th at Parx, it probably is your winner. Does another one that's trying to keep that saw sharp with a workout between races. Then finally, Vine Jet, the 5 horse, has decent workout between races. Good enough, that workout, I suppose, for the trainer to move the horse up in class despite not winning last time out at a lower level. I find that move to be somewhat interesting, to be honest with you. Race number 6, Terry, is what's on our schedule. Hopefully there's something of interest in that race. I know the next one is going to be boring as hell, but let's see what's going on in this one.
Yeah, this one's 6.5 furlongs. It's a claiming race, $5,000 claiming price, purse $18,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won 2 races since February 27th.
So boring as hell. That figure of speech. Somehow I get a feeling that hell's not all that boring. It may not be exciting, but I got a feeling you're on your toes constantly. 6.5 furlongs. You're looking at horses that like to stalk. You want to be middle forward. Walter Payton, 34% of them gate to wire types with big time rail edge for CC Unified. Otherwise, the closer you are to the rail, the better off you are. So in race number 6 at 6.5 furlongs, Terry, you want some horses that have some early speed. And by golly, we're talking about sixes. We're talking about boring as hell. And then we get a horse we're wishing on a prayer.
Yeah, that 6 shows all the speed in the world, so he should get to that quarter pole first. 2 has an overlay. The 2 is scratched. The 4 has an overlay from 2-1 to 7-2, and then the 4 has the only par plus number, and all of the horses have C zones.
These outside 3 with a lot. Look at this, Terry. Wishing on a prayer, 54% Q30 score. I haven't seen too many of those. Very likely to be on the lead. Second best C-zone score. Very likely to be comfortable on the front. Is that where we will find Wishing on a Prayer? It is. Lone E. Everybody else middle back, Terry. Get to the front. Again, those Lone E's, when they have the lead, they become extraordinarily confident. Wishing on a Prayer. Not going to be wishing to get on the lead today. As long as it comes out of the gate clean. Should be your pace setter in there, Terry. At the end of the race, Old Head, So Swell. They're about a length faster than everybody else. Of the 2, it does look like the 4 will be a little bit more forwardly placed. 4 also grades out as our top total pace horse. Again, the top 4 in here. Another race, though, where only 13 points separate first to worst. So, again, I think this race does have the potential for an upset, Terry. But we pretty much see it almost exactly the same way.
Yeah, I like the 6, Wishing on a Prayer. She won her last race, Parx Racing. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and has a good workout on August 17th. Old Head, the 4 is my second choice. Finished third versus in her last race, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. Wins 32% of the races in the second race after claiming a horse. Drops a class. CC United, the 1 is my third choice, has a high percentage winning trainer, and the rail post winning 23% clip. Juliet's Music, the 7 is my long shot. She has won 7 races at Parx Racing and can handle the distance. My contest picks are 6 and 4.
Again, we're pretty much the same. We just flipped 3 and 4. I think that 6 horse gets to the lead. Probably never gives it up as your lone E type pace setter. Good chance with that 54% Q30 to go wire to wire. Strong workout between races. More stamina today. We'll see if that plays out. Old Head, rock solid at the distance. 5 times out and win a couple of seconds and a third. It is the lone PC horse, another one of those Sesame Street types, along with that Lone E. Got to look out for those. And that one should be close to the pace with some good late speed. Number 7, Juliet's Magic, was a tough call for me over the 1 horse. But this one's making the first start after a layoff versus the 1 horse, which actually graded out a little bit higher. And my 4th pick, which looks like it needs a rest. So I think 2 horses potentially going in opposite directions. Race number 7 begins the late pick 4. And this one, Terry, as I mentioned, boring as hell. Only 3 horses in the race after a ton of scratches when they took this race off the turf.
Yeah, it did come off the turf, and it's probably 1 mile and 70 yards still. I don't know.
It is. It's about 70. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's a allowance race, 41,000 purse for registered Pennsylvania breds, 3-year-olds and upward, which would never won a Pennsylvania restricted race or races other than maiden claiming or starter.
Yeah, it's sort of mile 70 yards again, early speed, 39% go wire to wire. Post positions don't matter. 3 horses in this race. Who the hell knows? I think just pick the longest shot and go with that, Terry. But how did you go about doing it? Well, let's talk about the data first.
Well, the 8 shows the most speed, as you can see there. So if it gets a good break, it may just go all the way. And then the 8 and the 9 have overlays. The 8, and this is all going to change. I don't think it's even.
Well, this was factored in using the all the scratches.
So, all right. So then the 8 or the 8 has an overlay of 2-1 to 6-1, and the 9 has an overlay from 4-5 to 9-1. And then none of them have any par plus numbers, and 2 of them have pretty darn good C zones. And look at the 240 percenters.
Yeah, well, it was only, somebody's got to get the points, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this one shows the most points, top C zone, a little bit of an overlay. Who knows? In the 3-horse race, Terry, look at that. Boom, boom, boom. So if the 8 can get to the lead, that's there. I mean, they're going to line up exactly the way they want to race. They're going to come home exactly the way they want to race. It looks like the 9-horse, probably your top total pace horse in here. It's a few points clear of the 8, which is a few points clear of the 3. According to this, go middle, inside, out, and then you're going to have the exacta, trifecta, whatever. Terry, only 3 horses. Why did you order them up the way you did?
Well, 9, Sir Mendo won his last race at Gulfstream Park, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Clancy O'Toole, the 3, has a bullet workout on August 1st and can handle the distance. The 8, Freedom Eagle, he won his last race at Parx Racing by 10 lengths, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I played the 50-cent pick 4. I used all 3, 8, 9. With the 6 singled, and then 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 with the 3, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, $45 ticket. And my picks for the contest are 9 and 3.
I'm going to go with the 8-horse, all that speed on the front in a 3-horse race, just as long as it doesn't go too fast. One, as you mentioned last time, out by 10 lengths, Terry. So maybe that light came on. Sir Mandel, that one's a track dropper coming in from Gulfstream Park. Did win its maiden, though, at the lowest level of the 3 horses in here. Clancy O'Toole, that one is your morning line favorite. Probably going to be a heavy favorite based upon that. It was the only MTO entrance, so the connections wanted to run on dirt today. They're going to run on dirt today, probably because it ran a 4-furlong workout, 47 flat, which was the fastest of the 85. And you know what that is, Terry?
It's fast, very fast.
Yeah, and really fast for that horse too.
Yeah,
I went all in the first leg in my 1, 2, 3, 4 pick 4. So I know I'm going to make it out of that leg, Terry.
Yep.
Then I went 1, 6. I'm going to single up to 2. That horse is going to be 1 to 9. And then I'm going to go 3, 8, 11, and 14, hoping beyond hope that I get more than $12 back.
Okay.
Maybe not. Well, I mean, you might get less. You might owe money after that one if it goes favorite.
Yep.
Off to race number 6, Terry. Race 8.
Yeah, race 8. So it's 6 furlongs. It's a maiden race, $50,000 purse, and it's for maidens and fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
I agree. 6 furlongs. We're looking for horses that have some tactical speed, but still a bunch, a little more than 1 out of 3. Take them wire to wire. As far as the distances, post positions are concerned, the closer you are to the rail, the better off you are. So it's been a theme throughout the show today, inside speed, but it looks to me like we have a Buffalo Girl on the outside here, Terry.
That's right. That 6 shows lots of speed, so it should get to that quarter pole if it breaks good. And then the 1 has an overlay from almost 5 to 2 to 4 to 1. The 2 has an overlay from 5 to 1 to 12 to 1, and the 5 has an overlay from about 7 to 5 to 5 to 2. 6 and 1 show par plus numbers, and all but the 2 show C zones.
Interesting race in here. 36%. Big chance to be on the lead. Look out for a wire-to-wire effort from Ringer Card. Will Ringer Card get to the lead? Well, you got the 3 and the 6, the 5 in the middle, the 4. That one wants to close. So far, the 1 and 2 not been within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. At the beginning of the race, Ringer Card is about a length quicker than everybody else. So that E, with all that chance to get to the front and that high Q score, most probable wire-to-wire winner in this race. At the end of the race, Lady Sriracha will definitely be hot coming from the back. That one's got, 13-point late pace advantage over everybody else. That's a lot, Terry. That's like 2.5 lengths. That one can get off to any sort of start. Might be difficult to catch. Lady Sriracha is your top total pace horse, along with Ringer Card. Those 2 are substantially better than the rest of the field. Maybe we take the 1 and the 6, both of our best bets of the day. Just forget making our best bets. Put them in an exacta box instead. What do you think?
That might work, but I do like the 6, Ringer Card. She ran second in her last race, has the high percentage winning jockey Paco Lopez, and Lasix is added. Then I like the 5, Eclair Blanc. She finished 4th in her last race after going really wide during the race. as a favorite, but has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 25% of the races when bringing a beat favorite back again, switches to high percentage winning jockey, and her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. And then your top choice one is my third choice, Lady Soraka. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and the rail post is winning at 20% clip. And then the 3, Honest, she ran second versus similar in the last race, has the highest last speed rating. The 6, Ringer Card, is my pick of the day, and I'm going to bet 10 to win and 20 to place on it. And my contest picks are 6-5.
No best bets for you, Tafum, unless we're welcoming Turkey again. If we're not welcoming Turkey, no best bets for you.
Well,
right.
My best bet is this horse here, the 6, Tafum.
Do not come to Turkey, gentlemen. Do you hear me? Tafum, what? It's all right. Well, I don't have any plans to go to Turkey anyway, my friend. Although I did watch a Turkish novella, and if I were a young man that was single and was interested in a beautiful woman, I would absolutely consider coming to Turkey, regardless of Tafum's threats. My best bet here today is Lady Sriracha. That's my top choice in here. This one, if it improves at all, the typical second race improvement, it would be enough to win this race. It was a 7-5 favorite in its debut, faltered at the start, and has a really nice workout in between races. I think we'll find out why the bettors made that one 7-5 last time out. Ringer Card is a 3-year-old. It's getting first time Lasix because it couldn't get it as a second-year-old. Does have early speed. I love that combination of early speed and Lasix. The workout says she is ready for the first race in almost a year to the day. So sometimes that time off can make a horse a bit rusty. The Claire Blanc, the 5 horse, if that one runs back to its May 22nd race, neither Terry and I will come home with the winning pick. It also is our simulation favorite, so keep an eye on that one. Wine and Roses, I suppose if we ever go to Turkey, we better bring that with us, Terry. Give them to Tafum. But does have some upside potential, making only its 3rd career start, and that's a 12-1 morning line horse. I'm going to put 20 to win and 10 to place on the 1 horse. Tomorrow, you and I will be back, Terry, as we will do Saratoga. And that will be also our Thursday track. Foreign Fridays this week won't be so foreign, although the racing might look foreign to many here in the United States, as Tom and I will do the entire card at Kentucky Downs. So keep an eye out for that. Terry, to make sure you don't miss Saratoga, or the chaos and craziness that is Kentucky Downs, what should you do?
You should subscribe to YouTube, our YouTube channel, and hit the little bell so you're notified about all the programs. Go down and go down and copy the link and share it with all your relatives, friends, and neighbors so they can come and check us out. Then go to our Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and X social sites at Horse Race, the number 2 day. Give us likes and thumbs up. And then give us some comments like Tafun is doing and Jack of Trades. That really helps us out. So.
As do the thumbs up, any kind of interactivity. When the show's over, we will timestamp every race in the description here on YouTube. So if you want to come back and say race number 9 or race number 8, where Terry and I have a best bet of the day duel, and see why Terry likes the 6 and why I like the 1 and why the 5 is probably going to win and beat both of us. You want to review all that, you just click on the timestamp Tafum. There you go. See all of our picks for the day right there. No handicapping, guys. What happened to that? Well, Saratoga takes up a lot of time, and I have a lot of things I got to do, unfortunately, in the afternoon, so it makes it difficult for me. That's the reason why. So our best bets, Tafum, are in race 8. Terry likes the 6 horse. I like the 1 horse. We'll find out which one of them actually turns out to be the best bet. Again, look out for the 5. Race number 2 is about to get cracking. Our pick 4s, the first pick 4s of the day. Right now, Strasa, the street horse, is the one that is your 4-5 favorite at the moment. Followed up by, looks like the 6 and the 4 are tied for the second spot at 3-1. Everybody else clearing double digits. So as far as Terry and I are concerned, let's go with the 1 horse finding the winner's circle, Terry. Yeah. Checking boxes at 11-1. And they're off and they're running. Well, that favorite got off to a little bit of a slow start. So let's see as he rushes up. Never really a good sign if that's the horse you're backing. You'd prefer for it to come out to an even start and not have to rush up. That one horse, well, it went from 14-1 to 8-1 when the gates opened, Terry. Somebody knew something. It got the lead just like we projected it would get to the lead. So hopefully speed can hold up. That 6 horse in a nice stalking position right to the outside there as they go through the turn. Opening quarter, just a hair under 23 seconds. From the nose of the 1 to the tail of the 4, very tight race. Right now, you're talking about maybe 3-4 lengths. The 5 and the 7 are way, way, way back there. As they come around the turn right now, Terry, this race looks like it's between the 6 horse and maybe the 2 horse down on the rail. 6 horse kind of blowing the turn a little bit, not necessarily the best thing. The 4 horse is trying to make up ground on the 6. The 6 is kind of trying to hurt him a little bit as he comes out. Down the stretch they come. Looks like Terry's 4 horse in here. I feel lucky tonight. That one, I don't know. The 6 horse is coming back on the rail. It's going to be close at the wire.
4.
It's going to go 4, 6, 2, 1. 4, 6, 2, and 1.
Oh, I had this superfecta cold, ice cold.
Well, we both had it once again. So would have been better for both of us had the 6 horse probably won that race. No, my 4 horse winning. Well, they're 4-1 and 9-2. So
yeah,
there you go. Not bad. And what do we got? 2 races to go?
Yeah, we sure do.
And we're both alive in our pick 4s.
Yep.
Race number 9 is next on our card, the beginning of the late daily double. Terry, well, they haven't run any at this distance before, so we won't have any profile of a winner, but we will have the conditions for race number 9.
That's right. It's a mile and a quarter, and it's an optional claiming race. $100,000 claiming price. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's up in Terry's rent.
That's right. The purse is $55,000 for 3-year-olds and upwards. Allowance or optional claiming price of $100,000.
Yeah, see, I got to do like the Charlestown claiming $1,800 type horses, Terry. Terry's over here in the high rent district with the optional claiming. You can see if you want, it was the devil's idea. It is available at a price $100,000. If you have that kind of money floating around, you can own It Was the Devil's Idea. Again, no races at the distance, Terry, so we don't have any idea what the profile of a winner looks like. I would imagine like many races at Parx, particularly the longer races. And it looks like they're going to start right here. Oh, they're going to start way back here in the chute. So they got plenty of time to get to that turn. Early speed to get to the turn is probably useful, Terry, but I don't think probably necessary. But if early speed is going to get you an advantage, Terry, who's going to get that advantage?
4 and 1 have the most speed, and I think they might go head to head to that quarter pole. That 2 shows an overlay from about 1 to 2 or 2 to 5 to about 4 to 5. All of them show par plus. They're all 100%. I don't know. And then the 5, 1, and 4 show C zones.
So the 4 horse clearly impeded the 6 horse, says Jack of Trades. I don't know about that because it's unofficial and it's about to go official. In race number 9, our race shape is going to tell us that, well, most of the horses want to be middle back. Riding with Biden, something they don't want to do anymore, Terry, but it does have the opportunity to get to the front perhaps here, Terry. 1 and 5, they want to close, they want to pressure. Most of these horses middle back, so speed could be, the winning factor, even though it's a longer race. Marvelous Moon Dance is the one that has the most giddy up and go when the gates open. Riding for Biden, sitting there in 3rd, although he's no longer there. He might be retired. And based upon the last few races of riding with Biden, the horse might go along with him. Magic Michael, that one is the one with the most late speed. That one's about a length and a half quicker than Sugar Star. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how I'm going to do it today. But should be well in front of that one. Your top total pace horse is Magic Michael in there. And then you got the 4, 5, and 3 right behind it. So maybe the 1 and 6 don't fit in. Terry, who's your top choice?
I like the 2 Magic Michael. He's won 9 races out of 13 starts at Parx Racing. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Riding with Biden, the 4 is my second choice, likes Parx Racing. Been in the money 67% of the time at Parx, winning 39% of those races, and the distance won't be a problem. He's finished in the money 100% of the time and won all those races. Number 1 is my third choice. I was the Devil's Idea.
You were, or it was?
Yeah, I guess. He has a high percentage winning trainer, which is a high percentage winning jockey. And that combo in the last 14 days have been in the money. 4 out of 5 starts with 2 wins, a second and a third. The 6th is my long shot modern era. May improve while returning to dirt. My context picks are 2 and 4.
Looks like today might be the day just to bet our 10-cent superfecta. Another one that came in with both of our 4 picks and paid $14.78. Again, taking $2.40 and 6 times in your money. I will take that all day long. So if you had taken the first one and then bet all that money and pressed your bet, you could retire right now. Magic Michael is my top selection too, Terry. That one's 4 to 5 morning line favorite. I don't know if they're going to beat that horse. Top last race speed figure, 6 points better than the next closest horse. Total pace, 13 points clear of the next closest horse. I'm afraid this one's going to prove to be a Tom horse. Really low odds. Finish second place. Maybe this is the place to employ Terry's betting strategy on big time favorites, Terry, and share your betting strategy when a horse is really low odds.
Well, I did this yesterday. I like to take and go a $1 key box exacta. I put the favorite in the first place and then go all. And when I did that yesterday at Mountaineer Park, I hit a $500 exacta.
So again, Tayfum, I don't know, perhaps race number 8. I like the 1 horse. Terry likes the 6 horse. Maybe put them together in exacta. Those are our best bets in there right there. Tayfum maybe a troll. No, he's a real guy out there in Turkey. He's getting married, so he needs the money to marry one of them wonderful Turkish women. At least if he's gotten one who stars in a novella. I'm going to go with the 5 horse as my second choice in here. That one's Marvelous Moon Dance. This one's got a good shot to be the pace setter, Terry, and what might be an otherwise slowish early paced field. Number 4, Riding with Biden. Boy, I don't know, Terry. Look at these last 4 races with Riding with Biden. Looks like maybe they're going to replace him with another horse.
Yeah.
You look at it, 12 lengths, 10 lengths, 27 lengths, 35 lengths. I don't know what happened to that horse, but certainly that one's out to pasture. Maybe going to retire in Delaware. Paco Lopez gets back on today. Maybe that's a difference maker. Number 1, it was the devil's idea. Did show some pop when he gets forward. Good chance to be in that position today. And who knows, maybe upsets at a price. Final race of today before we head off to Saratoga tomorrow is, of course, race number 10. Terry, 21 races of horse racing at Parx for the first 2 days. But again, another one of those turf races that got moved to the dirt.
Yep, it's moved to the main track, and it's a mile now instead of 7.5 furlongs. An optional claiming race, $25,000 claiming price. Purse $26,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for $16,000 or less, and which have never won 3 races, or a claiming price of $25,000, or which have never won 3 races.
And at 1 mile again, changes everything up because the turf race would have probably favored horses that come from middle of the pack or back. But by flipping it over to the dirt, you got to be fast. Post positions 1, 2, and 3. So the inside 3 post positions, getting the better edge of it. Terry, all of the main players scratched out. So everybody with decent odds in here. But if you're going to bet one that can get to the front and stay there, who might that be?
Looks like Prince Colton at 11 got more speed than the rest of them. The 3 and the 14 have the second most speed. And then the 3 has an overlay from 2 to 1 to 8 to 1. The 11 has an overlay from about 6 to 5 or 7 to 5 to 8 to 1. The 13's overlay is from almost 4 to 1 to 20 to 1. 11, 3, and 13 have par plus numbers, and all but the 1 have C zones.
Yes, this is what we would call a gringo or a strong C zone relative to the rest of them. Really good chance to be on the lead. Top total pace horse and your simulation favorite in Prince Colton. Last time we take a look at trip handicapping, 3 in the front, 4 in the back. Should handle some speed, should be the way to go here. The 12 and the 14, though, the low EP, low PC types, those horses are extremely dangerous because they can really get themselves into any position on the track. So they should get the most comfortable race. Prince Colton, indeed, is the fastest out of the gates. With all the scratches, though, he's really not as outside as he looks. What's that, like the 3rd or 4th position in the post positions? At the end of the race, Silent Mode and Prince Colton, along with Dance a Dinny, they have the most late speed, along with Smoke Wagon. Pretty big drop-off for the 8, the 12, and the 14. Top total pace picture, we got 4 horses, the 11, 16, 3, and 13 as the ones, Terry, that look like are most likely to produce your winner. And the winner is, in your view.
All right. I like Fair-Haired Boy, the 8. He ran second versus similar in his last race, switches to high percentage winning trainer and switches to high percentage winning jockey. The 11, Prince Colton, is my second choice. He has won 2 races out of the last 3 starts, finishing third versus similar in his last race and has a high percentage winning trainer. Smoke Wagon, the 3, is my third choice. He won his last race at Penn National, has a high percentage winning trainer whose horses win 20% of the sprint races they're in. And 14, Rabbit, won his last race at Parx Racing and has a good 4-furlong workout on August 21st. He's my long shot. My contest picks are 8 and 11.
And finally, for me, the 11 horse Prince Colton. Just take him again. Our top bets are in race number 8, right there, my friend. Race 8. Okay. For me, I'm going to go with that 11 horse in the final leg of today's races today, Terry, because that one has the most early speed versus a field that really none of them have what I would call robust early pace numbers. That one could get out to the lead and do so and really not have to work. I think he gets out there, he keeps the front, and he does so as our simulation favorite. Fair-Haired Boy, the 8 horse, your choice, Terry. Second by a half a length at this level last time. Again, I mentioned second by a close margin at this length in the previous start, usually enough to win. And the horse should be in better shape this time around with 2 workouts between races. Smoke Wagon, that 3 horse. The last race it ran at Parx would be more than good enough to win its race today at Parx. And finally, Rabbit. It was a tough call over that 16 for me, a toss of the dice or a flip of a coin, whichever way you want to look at it. But right now, the Rabbit is in great form, or at least it's career best form. Does have a good workout between races. So unlike Biden in the previous race, riding with Biden, I'm going to ride him with the Rabbit while he is hot. Here are our top total. Here are our picks for the day, including what we play in the contests. Race number 3 is when the horse tourney contest is about to get started. Again, Tapham for the I don't know how manyth time. The 6 for Terry in race number 8. The 1 for me in race number 8 are our best bets of the day. Our pick 4s, this one's already underway. Race number 4, another pick 4 for your consideration. Race number 7, the final pick 4 of the day. You can see Terry going way deep on the last leg. I went to 1, 2, 3, 4, pick 4 there as we keeping it cheap. Again, Terry and I will be back tomorrow for Saratoga. So you're going to want to make sure you tune in for that by subscribing to all of our social sites. You see them streaming down there below. Hit that like button, folks. Hit the retweet button. Copy and paste all of our content. Share it with all of your friends. Any interactivity is very useful to boost our algorithmic scores with all the tech giants. And of course, if you're going to bet Thistledown today, the best place to get free picks is at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There are best bets listed in that Tapham, so take a look at that. There's a link in the description below. When the show's over in just a few minutes, Terry will post all of our picks, our thoughts, our comments in a replay at horseracingtoday.net. And to kindly support the show and all of our hard work, click on that HRT gear button. Right there, you see it in the menu. And get yourself some Horse Racing Today gear to look fantastic. And again, I think the color of complaining is green. Green with envy that the other team, Chiefs, won the Super Bowl. So get that one and make yourself happy today.
Yep.
Any final thoughts from you, Terry, before we get out of here today after I bust your chops a bit there?
Yeah, I want to let Jack of Trades know that the 6 horse in the 10th race is scratched anyway. And I want to thank them and Tafon. And I originally saw a horse race,
2024. That's Jack of Trades in there too. Yes.
Is that Jack of Trades?
Yeah, he's got a bunch of different names online. I can't get one site without getting banned. Somehow he has about 40 of them.
All right. Well, thank you very much for talking with us today. And that's about it. Have a great rest of the week.
Of course, yes. Thank you for joining us on this terrific Terry Tuesday. Hopefully our picks turn out to be terrific today. As always, Tapham, be kind to one another. Treat people like you want to be treated. Like I said, you never know what somebody's going through, right? You don't know what's happened behind closed doors. Maybe a smile, a compliment, something along those ways can go a long way to making somebody's day. Of course, no matter what it is you're trying to do on your day today, we certainly hope it's filled with God's grace, God's favor, and every single thing that you do from now until we meet tomorrow for Hump Day with Terry Hay at Saratoga. Everything between now and then ends up in
the winner's circle.
Indeed. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a fantastic, terrific Terry Tuesday.